afternoon and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA, reaching you live from Abuja. I am Jumbo Yusuf. Now, without social, political and economic stability, it will be difficult for any country to effectively manage its resources. President Buhari said this while addressing the special envoy of the President of the Republic of Congo at the State House in Abuja this Thursday. A statement by the special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, says the President pledged continued collaboration with the country to get the best for the respective countries and invest for development. President Buhari also emphasized that he will give his best to bridge the deficit gap of infrastructure, while he stressed on the need for peace, stability, so that resources of the country can be used for the good of the people. The special envoy, on behalf of his president, wished President Buhari wisdom and good health so that he can continue to lead his people efficiently and effectively. Still on the presidency, President Muhammadu Buhari says the ongoing reforms in the agriculture, healthcare, education, infrastructure and social investment is targeted at fast-tracking the needed socio-economic development of the country. The president stated this at the 11th edition of the Tinubu Colloquium, says the next will be more exciting and promising. The vice president, who reiterated the federal government commitment to sustain and expand the ongoing program that will improve the life of its citizenry, most especially women and youths in the country, says the next level will be more exciting and promising. Vice President Oshibajo, who represented President Buhari at the Bola Tinubu Colloquium, says the celebrant has distinguished himself as a transformative leader by always considering merit in political appointments without sentiment. He emphasized that the problem of the country is not lack of ideas, but lack of the political will, integrity and commitment to move the country forward.
A government coming after so many years of waste must be a government first that emphasizes fiscal prudence, a government that emphasizes integrity in public finance, so that we manage the little resources we have to achieve the maximum that can be achieved.
Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now, if it is inclusive of Bola Tinubu, let the nets get bigger and we take in more taxes, and that is what we must do in the country.
The event was attended by top government functionaries, experts from public and private sectors, and the royal fathers. Now to electoral matters. The governorship supplementary election conducted in Adamawa State was conducted in 44 polling units under a peaceful atmosphere. Tafawa Hamza Mayo is standing by with a situation report.
This is Kofar Waziri Modibo polling unit 007 and 008 of Bakowat of Ola South local government area of Adamawa State. This polling unit is one of the polling units across Adamawa where supplementary elections is holding right now. Elections, materials and officials arrived in good time, as well as voting comments as scheduled. Let's hear from some voters who have already cast their ballot in this polling unit. How can you describe the cooperation from security and INEC officials?
The security, police and the INEC officials
Thank you very much. So this is another question. Have you cast your ballot? You have casted your ballot. How can you describe the supplementary election?
Yeah, the supplementary election is clear and credible. As you can see, the only problem we have is the issue of voters turnout and voters education.
The turnout is very impressive, and so far the election process is going on smoothly without any issue. That's all we can give to you from the forward in Dollar South. Over to you.
We do apologize for the poor audio in that report. Now, political stalwarts in Nigeria has called for the enactment of stronger management structures to help in the management of election victory. Speaking on Good Morning Nigeria today, the guest also called for an all-inclusive system of government instead of the winner-take-all situation. Daniel Adiri has details.
The establishment of strong and efficient structures such as management committees to manage and handle the excesses of election victories has been highlighted as a key factor for maintaining and keeping the peace after the elections.
First and foremost, you may need to establish a transition committee. This transition committee will give you an idea of what is currently on the ground. They would also look at your manifesto, your philosophy, and be able to say, okay, this is the direction you should go. This is what you should do here. This is where the last government stopped. And even look at the finances, because a lot of your achievement will depend on what amount of finances are available to you.
Former Governor Edo State Osereme Osumbo noted that both the candidates and the political parties must be a positive guiding example to the electorate and party supporters on how to channel their emotions in the face of electoral victory or loss.
In periods like this, we expect that the political party leadership must set the tone, lead the way, show leadership, in order that the victory can be best managed.
Senator representing Oyo State Senatorial District, Kola Balogun, who spoke from NTA Ibadan studio, called for an all-inclusive system, which he said will see a synergy of both the winning and non-winning parties working in unison to achieve the sole purpose of serving the needs of the people.
For me, I like to recommend an all-inclusive government. You want to bring in talents from wherever you can find them. It does not matter who it is. But of course, in doing so, you must also consult widely. You must carry the party leadership along, because when you fail to do that, you will get the party structure and the party leadership upset.
As soon as somebody is elected, he becomes a servant of society, a servant to the community. And so his focus at this time should be on service.
They stressed on the fact that politics must not be a do-or-die affair, and godfatherism should be eradicated from the political structure. In Abuja, Daniel Adiriye, NTA News.
Justice Inyang Eko of the Federal High Court Abuja has fixed 2nd April 2019 to deliver judgment on the suit by the African Action Alliance Party challenging INEC's decision to resume collation and announcement of the March 9th governorship election. Olabode Ariwa reports.
Following reported incidents of violence during the March 9, 2019 governorship election in Rivers State, governorship candidate of the African Action Congress, Biokpomabo Awara, went to court. He alleged that the Independent National Electoral Commission, which had earlier announced that it would schedule a fresh election, later recanted and rather opted to complete collation and announcement of the results. Counsel to the party, David Adegbe, told Justice Inyang Eko that INEC erred in its action as his party had made advanced preparations to participate in a fresh election. INEC, as the first defendant, failed to put up appearance in court. On his part, Mr. Emmanuel Ukala, senior advocate of Nigeria, who is counsel for the second defendant, the PDP, argued that the court lacked jurisdiction to entertain the matter, saying the Supreme Court had ruled in several instances that only a tribunal had powers to hear election cases. Justice Inyang Eko thereafter received judgment on the case to 2nd of April 2019. From the Federal High Court, Abuja, Olabode Ariwa, NTA News.
Now, Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says public enlightenment and efforts by the ministry on the ease of doing business policy of government has yielded favorable outcomes. This was when the minister appeared before the House of Representatives Committee on Information to defend the ministry's 2019 budget. The minister said, in line with this mandate, the ministry would continue to project the policies and programs of government, not just for the benefit of citizens, but to equally eliminate misinformation at the world level, having become a global village. Details in our subsequent bulletin. Ministry of Science and Technology has proposed for the establishment of National Agency for Research in Robotics and Artificial Intelligence and a National Agency for Desertification and Erosion Research in its 2019 budget estimates presented to the National Assembly. Minister Bonaya Onu explained that the projects when he appeared before the Senate Committee on Science and Technology to defend the 2019 budget performance of the ministry. National Assembly correspondent Kenneth Nani reports.
Minister Onu pointed to various achievements of the ministry, including development of water-based thermostable vaccine for the control of Newcastle disease in rural poultry. The minister is also optimistic that the new agencies proposed in the 2019 budget estimates will improve the socio-economic development of the nation through indigenous research on science and technology.
You must do basic research and you also do applied research. If you do only applied research, you will never catch up with other people. Because once you are doing basic research, the one thing you will find will now give you, all the resources that can pay for, the applied research. This is an area that the nation is very weak. So it is important that, let us know this. But every effort is being made now, to reverse this.
And I thought that we have a department of such in the Ministry of Environment. And I believe that instead of duplication, we should work in synergy with that department, which I believe really is their core responsibility.
Meanwhile, the Acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Abubakar Adamu, while defending the 2018 budget performance before the House Committee on Police Affairs, solicited more releases for the Nigerian police force to enable it perform optimally in its mandate to protect the lives and property of Nigerians.
Appropriation in respect of overhead costs and capital budget to the force over the years have failed to meet the funding requirements of the police.
The committee members who decried paucity of funds, which obviously has limited performance of the Nigerian police across the country, pledged to ensure passage of the Police Trust Fund Bill, which has been transmitted to the Senate for concurrence.
If we can have that, I strongly believe we will have enough funds to operate the police duties as enshrined in Section 4 of the Police Act.
Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Still with the National Assembly, ministries, departments and parastatals have been admonished to employ creative strategies in the running of government agencies to prevent wastage and the recurring trend of huge budget estimates presented yearly. This formed part of the discussion at the 2019 budget defense sitting by the Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes. National Assembly correspondent Omotola Omojola has details.
Comparing the 2018 budget performance and 2019 budget proposal of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, the committee is concerned about low releases for personnel costs in 2018 as against the appropriated. It, however, emphasized the need for detailed accounting for purchases and creative substitution for some overhead costs.
If you look for 172,760,000 for it, and you received 147 out of 170 for this, how much does it cost us to do solar powered this in your offices using this amount of money? There's no breakdown. Do you have the breakdown there of the vehicles and some of what this is? We need these explanations. It will guide us to make better submission and support for this commission to work better.
The commission says shortfall in the cash releases is responsible for carryover of projects.
Among the challenges faced by the Commission are budget constraints arising from incomplete releases of both approved overhead and capital estimate. This has negatively impacted the ability of the Commission to meet pressing needs and obligations.
In another budget defense, Standards Organization of Nigeria for the Senate Committee on Industries assures that the 2019 budget will consolidate on previous efforts of the agency to ensure quality in products and services for a safer Nigeria.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria has been able to approve a landmark number of 339 standards.